What's going on, y'all? Today we talk about black kids heading to black schools in the States, and a Ghana-based gaming company hopes to bring Africa's legends to the mainstream. Plus, we get into Teacher Bay and why it's a problem. It starts now. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to another amazing episode of the No Name Podcast, the number one podcast going out across the airways where we bring you stories of black excellence and righteous ratchetry from across the black diaspora. I'm Mr. Bizu, and it is Saturday. Now, normally this show is supposed to come out on Friday, but, we had some life getting in the way, so we couldn't get it to you on Friday, but hey, better late than never, right? Exactly. Now, we got some housekeeping. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NNP Nation. And you can also check us out on Wechat at bizunsasha. BIZUNSASHA. And if you check us out on Wechat, you can ask to be a part of the NNP Updates group, and you'll be able to talk to other listeners of the show. You'll be able to get the latest announcements of the show. You'll be able to get access to different kinds of content that might not make it on the main show. And the same thing goes for Twitter. We post a lot of stories there. We talk to different people, and there's a lot of stuff that we want to bring on the show, but it doesn't exactly make it. So if you want access to that, be sure to head over to Twitter and follow us on NNP Nation, and that really helps spread the word. Also, you can follow us on Facebook at No Name Podcast. We put lots of content there. We put out pictures, all kinds of cool stuff, and it's just a good time all around. And you can check out our older shows on Mixcloud and SoundCloud, and you can also check us out on the SahelianOutpost.com. Now, we got some things to get into, but before we get into that, it is birthday time.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday.
That's right, y'all. We got a couple birthdays this week. First up, we have Stephanie JD, born September 16th. Happy birthday, Stephanie. We have Sinazo, very, very active member of the NNP Updates group and very dear friend of the show, born September 11th. Happy birthday, Sinazo. Tabogo Lafifi, we actually sat down and talked with her on one of our spotlights, born September 12th. Happy birthday, Tabogo. And the most important birthday on the list, and that is my mommy. That's right, September 16th. Happy birthday, Mom. I'm so sorry I'm not there to celebrate it with you, but I'm wishing you love and happiness all the way from across the world. I love you so much, Mom, and I can't wait to see you this Christmas. All right, those are all the birthdays that we have. If you have a birthday coming up this week, or if you know somebody who has a birthday coming up, let us know and they will get a shout out on the show. All right. Now, before we get into the news, there's one thing that I wanted to talk about, and there was this whole Teacher Bay scandal. In case you don't know, over the weekend, there was a fourth grade teacher from Atlanta, no less, shout out to Atlanta, named Patrice Brown. Now, a couple of pictures of her emerged on Twitter and Instagram, and it basically just shows her in a dress that's a bit it is form-fitting, but it also looks somewhat, it looks okay. Like she's not spilling out all over the place. It's not, cut off at the thighs. It comes all the way down to the knees, so, she's covered, But the thing is, her body is very curvaceous. This is a very voluptuous woman, and she's also very pretty. And a lot of people, they were saying, oh my goodness, she's so fine, she's beautiful, where was she when I was a kid, blah, blah, blah. But there were also a bunch of people that were saying what she was wearing was inappropriate. What is she doing going to school dressing like that? She ain't got no business being there, yada, yada, yada. Now, this is part of a long, long tradition of people trying to police black women's bodies, I feel. This was I feel like this was very unfair to her, and it is, like I said, it's part of that tradition where black women are sexualized by default. Like, the thing is, she can't help the way her body is set up. She can't help the fact that, she has wide hips and, and she's pretty and things like that. The only thing she can help is being good at her job. Now, the thing is, a lot of people, when they took pictures of her and they, passed them around, they're like, oh, this is so inappropriate. They actually went to her Instagram and pulled pictures from there, and they always tried to find the quote, the sexiest pictures they could find to, to make it seem like, she was basically being inappropriate. But what's interesting is that nobody really brought up the fact that she was Educator of the Month. So she is actually a good teacher, and she was recognized for being a good teacher. But for some reason, because of the way she's dressed and the way some people don't like the way she's dressed, all of a sudden she's no longer a good teacher. And that's ridiculous, especially in a place like Atlanta. Like Atlanta, for all the praise that I give towards the city, they have absolutely shitty schools. Like the schools in that city are really, really fucked up. There was actually a scandal that took place a couple of years back where a bunch of teachers got fired because they were changing the answers on kids' tests in order for them to get higher scores. So, the schools went and closed down, or, something like that. It was a big thing. So it's like Atlanta needs all the teachers that they can get. They really do. And and what was crazy, because what ended up happening in this situation is that the school board or the district or whatever, they released a statement saying that, we're going to talk to the teacher. So it's ridiculous that this teacher, who's qualified to do her job, who's good at her job and was actually recognized for doing a good job, was basically harassed online, and then her superiors came after her and sided with those that were harassing her in the first place, which is crazy because she was actually doing a good job. But nobody really wanted to talk about that. And like I said, this goes back to, black women always, no matter what they do, it's never good enough. You know what I mean? And this attitude was justification for, a lot of the harm that black women have had to go through over the years in the States. Like, for a long time, it was believed that you could not rape a black woman because of the way their bodies were shaped. Like a lot of people would say, because black women, are known to have wider hips, big ass and things like that, they're naturally more sexually promiscuous, so basically it's the idea of they're asking for it. So a lot of times black women would be sexually assaulted and brutalized and raped, and everybody would be okay with it because of the way her body was shaped. And this is the same thing, and this is a direct parallel to that. So that's the first thing. Second thing, a lot of people, are like, oh, she should know how her body is and the reactions that she's going to get. And, she should be more aware of this. Who's not aware of any of this at all? The kids. Like, she taught the fourth grade. In the fourth grade, the only thing kids are thinking about is Pokemon and recess. They're not sexualizing the teacher. Like, no fourth grade is going around like, yo, you see what, Miss Brown got? You see what, that? Like, they're not doing that. The adults are. You know what I'm saying? Like, the adults are the ones putting sex into this scenario. And like I said, and from all the other pictures, she's not revealing anything. All of her dresses are down to her knees or, her calves. She doesn't have anything, her chest isn't out or anything like that. She kind of has everything kind of tucked away. But because of the way her body is shaped, there's no way, you can hide that. Like, you can't dress away big hips. Like, you can't dress those things away. She looks good. She can't help the fact that she's fine. You know what I'm saying? And then other people would try to put on this would try to take this idea, oh well, what if it was a dude, you know what I'm saying, and he wore tight pants and he, you could see his dick and blah blah blah. And it's like, that's not the same thing. First of all, that's not the same thing, because the way women's clothes are cut is very different from the way men's clothes are cut. Women's clothes are tailored to emphasize their physique. Even though you're supposed to be in a professional setting, women's clothes are always tailored to cinch at the waist and, flare out towards the bottom to give the impression that you have wider hips, because that's how the clothes are made, so anything short of her wearing like a cardboard box or a bunch of some sweats, there's no way she's going to be able to hide who she, or how she's built. And to be honest, like, to sit up there and be like, oh, well, what if, a guy had, if a male teacher had a big dick and, yet, like, unless he's fucking the kids or unless he's pulling it out and putting it on the desk for the kids, what's the problem? If he's a good teacher and he's doing his job and he is as professional as possible, like, you gonna come after him because you think he's packing? You know what I'm saying? Like, that doesn't make sense, man. It really doesn't make sense. And and to be honest, we wouldn't have this. We wouldn't be having this issue if it was somebody who wasn't built like her. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we immediately like I said, we immediately sexualize a woman's body in ways that we don't sexualize men's bodies. And the thing is, it's even worse because she's black. Because if she was a white woman, I'm pretty sure this wouldn't be an issue. Even if she was built the exact same way, pretty sure it would not be an issue. Because, like I said, black women always receive the most scrutiny when it comes to the U.S. because not only do they have to deal with this sexism that comes with being a woman, they have to deal with the racism of being black. And, so it's like you catch it from both sides, because not only do you catch it from white people, because of the racism, but you also catch it from a lot of black men because of the sexism. And that's just the thing. There were a lot of dudes that were also coming out talking about, oh, well, how she know how she built. She know what she doing. Like, yeah, she knows what she's doing. She's doing her fucking job, which is why she was recognized for doing a good job by her peers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it was just crazy. And it's just a shame that, something like this would go on in a place where they need all the teachers that they can get. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta is in no position to be, trying to discourage people from teaching, especially somebody who seems to not only be capable of doing the job, but actually wants to go there and do it. You know what I'm saying? Because now imagine if she was to go and, do something else and be like, you know what, fuck this. I'm going doing something else. Then everybody would turn around and be like, oh, so, well, who's going to take care of the kids, man? Like, who's going to teach these kids? So I just thought that was a crazy situation and basically just a waste of time. So, but I wanted to ask you, which do you think is more important? How you look when you do a job or how you actually do the job? Because for me, I don't care what you look like. As long as you're not fucking the kids or anything crazy like that, as long as you're actually teaching them, then, do whatever you got to do. You know what I'm saying? But let me know what you think. And with that, we are going to take a break and give you guys our first beat of the week. This beat is coming to us from Hendrix, and the name of the song is Get Gone. Check it out.
Up on me every time you're not around. Mama told me that you're not worth my time. You've been lying, you've been cheating all of this good night.
Good night.
It feels like a night.
It's
You're
alive.
lying in fact of me. What's that about?
What's that about, baby?
You
Yeah, you.
got me down.
Down.
My heart can take
No
all
more.
of this pain.
Take no more pain than
I've been
hurt.
through this too many times.
Many
But I'm out of place.
Out of
Go
cry.
ahead.
Get gone. Get
My heart can take no more.
Take no
All this
more.
pain hurt.
Pain and hurt.
I've been through this too many times. But I'm out of place.
Out of cry. Get gone.
Imitated heart, your poison darts. Stuck with you through all your stupid games. I know I play my part. Our house of cards was built on lies, crumbling beneath the weight of all the shit that you denied. All the time I stuck around, thinking all the love I give could karma must come back around. But I was wrong, still I grew strong. Some people never change, I won't put that on you, my heart moves on. Fool me thrice, you ain't the one for shame. Fooled again, I'm the one to blame. Endless now, you brought nothing but pain. Yes, I was blind before, but now I ain't the same. Step in the line of sunlight, learn in vain. Away from darkest day beneath the shade. No more will I live my life second guessing. Now I'm basking in the sun, I will prevail.
All right, that was Hendrix with their song Get Gone, and we are going to get back into this news. Well, our first piece comes to us from the Washington Post, and it talks about college enrollment at historically black colleges rising amid the attention that's been given to racial tensions across the country. According to the story, Walter M. Kimbrough, who is the president of Dillard University, which is a private, historically black liberal arts college in New Orleans, many HBCUs have seen enrollment jumps in the wake of what he calls the Missouri effect. Now, this is talking about the University of Missouri. I don't know if you guys have heard about that, but there was a big thing going on at that school a couple of years back where a lot of just a whole heaping of racism was exposed. Apparently somebody took feces and drew a swastika on one of the doors. Like they literally took human shit and drew a swastika. It was crazy down there. The story goes on to say that freshman enrollment is up 49% at Shaw University, 39% at South Carolina State, 32% at Tuskegee University, 30% at Virginia State University, 22% at Dillard University, 22% at Central State University, and so on and so forth. You see the trend here. Now, he went on to say that record freshman classes were welcomed at Claflin University in South Carolina and Harris-Stowe State University in St. Louis, whose campus is just miles from Ferguson and 2 hours from the epicenter of the unrest when it comes to racism in college, the University of Missouri. Predominantly white institutions should continuously work toward inclusive campus environments because it is the right thing to do. Now, he does say that this is tough work and will require genuine leadership from the top, but he says that hiring a chief diversity officer is not the answer. The president of the school is supposed to be the chief diversity officer. Well, this reminds me of a joke Chris Rock did where he was like, man, with all these school shootings, man, I'm going to black schools where it's safe. It's crazy that might actually be the case now. All right, our next story is coming to us from allafrica.com, and it talks about a Paralympic protester being reprimanded for political protests. The International Paralympic Committee has reprimanded a visually impaired Ethiopian runner for crossing his arms over his head at the finish line, which is a gesture that's made to protest against alleged rights abuses by his government. Tamiro Demise won the silver medal in the men's 1500 in Rio de Janeiro on Sunday, and his protest comes after fellow Ethiopian runner Feyisa Lelesa took the limelight during the Olympics last month when he made a similar gesture during the ceremony where he was handed the silver medal in the men's marathon. Lelesa made the protest gesture 2 times, once when he crossed the finish line and again on the medal podium. He said he feared for his life and that it would be in peril if he returned home to Ethiopia. Now, the gesture, if you haven't seen it, is basically when you take your arms and you fold them over your head in an X. And they say it's a symbol of defiance against the Ethiopian government's crackdown on anti-government protests that started in the Oromo region last November. Now, in the case of Demise, the International Paralympic Committee did not go along with his gesture of protest. And they said that he's been told very, very clearly that political statements are definitely forbidden in the Paralympic Games, just like they are in the Olympics. It's been made very, very clear to him that this will not be done again, or that it cannot be done again, according to IPC President Philip Craven. Now, Demise's agent, Frederica Rosa, said, I don't think there will be any way that he will be able to go back to Ethiopia, and has suggested that he may ask for political asylum. So it looks like athletes all over the world are definitely taking a stand against injustice. And to be honest, this isn't that surprising. We've always looked towards athletes, whether it's right or wrong, to sort of be examples for people. And for some reason, whenever an athlete speaks out on a social issue, it carries more weight. So I'm glad that, they're taking their platform and they're using it to bring awareness to very, very big social issue. All right, we're going to take another break, and we have another beat of the week for you. And this is coming to us from Olam. Check it out.
Where the hell have you been all of my days? Unable to live without seeing your face. You stole my heart the moment we said hello. You left me on the corner of 24th and 5th, with my heart in my hand and my dignity adrift. A reluctant place of a reluctant taste. Remembering the first day I saw your face brings warmth to my heart and tears to my face. What the hell did we do that day? What did we say that day? Yeah. The sun, it shines brighter after the rain.
It'd be hard to forget your fame, to forget your taste. Oh, I was good to you, even playing your games. Vision blurred by love, unable to see your true face. A reluctant place of a reluctant taste. Remembering the first day I saw your face brings warmth to my heart and tears to my face. What the hell did we do that day? What did we say that day? How can you love me and live without me? Living without me just seems so happy. A reluctant place of a reluctant taste. Remembering the first day I saw your face brings warmth to my heart and tears to my face. What the hell did we do that day? What did we say that day?
All right, and we're back. All right, this next piece comes to us from Buzz Nigeria, and it talks about the federal government assuring Nigerians that the country's recession will end soon. Kemi Adeosun, the finance minister of Nigeria, has assured her countrymen that the recession will end soon. She went on to assure Nigerians that the current economic recession the nation is experiencing will not be prolonged. Adeosun gave those assurances last Friday in Abuja while addressing a news conference, stating that there was a strategic plan by the administration to see that the recession ended soon. She also disclosed that the plan was also to ensure that the economy fully recovered. According to her, the federal government has a strategic plan that will take the country out of the recession that it's going through. She stressed that the federal government wants to make sure that the recession is as short as possible. According to her, from what we are looking at, we do not know that it will be a prolonged recession. We think that some of the initiatives that we are working on will now begin to bear fruits. We are on course and are confident that the plan we have put together will work and put the economy back on track. The economy has to be more resilient than that so that we do not find ourselves back to where we are. The minister also informed those at the press conference that measures put in place by the federal government showed that the end of the recession had begun and Nigeria would come out stronger. Well, hopefully things will work out. And from what a Nigerian told me earlier this week, if anybody can adapt to anything, it is a Nigerian. Well, our final story is coming to us from Atlanta Black Star, and it talks about a Ghana-based digital arts company bringing African folklore to life through interactive comics and mobile games. The Ghana-based gaming studio Leti Arts says it's their mission to present African stories on a worldwide stage and bring the continent's rich culture to the mainstream through a series of digital comics and interactive games. The company's website says Leti Arts reimagines African folklore and historic legends intersped with fictional characters as elite superheroes fighting crime in a present-day Africa. We're set on delivering world-class entertainment to our consumers. Now, Letty Arts isn't just trying to create good stories. The company is also working to create job opportunities for young talent in Africa while working to cement the continent as a viable contender in the world gaming industry. Their commitment to fostering local talent, along with industry growth and providing internships and training, is what has earned the company international success so far. Now, Letty Arts is looking to take its folklore-inspired projects to new heights, and they've been doing a pretty good job so far. As of now, they have had over 70,000 downloads without any aggressive marketing, and the majority of the downloads come from the continent. The rest are from the US, Canada, and the UK. Letty Arts PR manager Abena Adi says, "We want our superheroes to become household names worldwide. We want to have partnerships with African and global businesses to develop Africa's legends into a multifaceted franchise that covers core comics, games, merchandise, feature films, and animation." Well, shout out to Letty Arts, and if you want to support them, be sure to head over to their website to learn how you can do that. Well, that's all the news that we have for today. This has been Mr. Bizu, and this has been another amazing episode of the No Name Podcast. Be sure to follow us on Twitter at NNP Nation. That really helps out the show. And check us out on Facebook at No Name Podcast. You can also check us out on Wechat at bizunsasha, BIZUNSASHA. And you can find our old shows on SoundCloud and YouTube and on the Sahelian Outpost. We'll see you guys later. Peace.